regular council meeting to order, March 5th, 2024, 7 o'clock. Any additions to the agenda?
I need to add a 5-minute executive session for potential hire.
Lori wants a 5-minute executive session.
I make a motion that we have a 5-minute executive session, at the end of the meeting to discuss non-elected personnel.
Motion on the table here, second.
So,
And a second by Aaron Raines. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5 minutes. Any citizen comments tonight? Let it show the record there be no citizen comments. I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes, regular council meeting of February 20th, 2024.
Make a motion to approve, regular council meeting minutes, February 20th, 2024.
Got a motion on the table here, second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Reed. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. I entertain a motion for appropriation ordinance in the amount of 030524 AP at $86,459.53.
Make a motion to approve appropriation ordinance number 030524 AP in the amount of $86,459.53.
Got a motion on the table here, second.
second.
First by Mark, second by Aaron. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. I'd entertain a motion for petty cash of the amount of $153.30.
Make a motion to approve petty cash in the amount of $153.30.
Motion on the table by Mark, here a second. Second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Bring us to the department heads. Electric department, Curtis.
Yes, a couple weeks ago, I had a customer approach me about putting some underground to a service in for them. And I got some quotes and bids back on that, and it's pretty outstanding for one customer and a couple meters. It's pretty much gonna deplete our transformer budget and our electrical budget for the year, and we're only at the first quarter if we did this. The customer called me this evening, we talked about a couple of different options. We do have enough material to do this other option, and it might work out for, give everybody a warm fuzzy feeling for a while, till we can plan a little better ahead on a bigger project, and we can probably pick up more customers at one time, and the revenue recover quicker on the price of the project.
What part of town is that in?
Centennial Drive.
So what's the compromise? I guess, what does that do?
We talked earlier about bringing underground, just single phase underground to one transformer, and we'll be feeding his house and future building. And then down the road, we can plan and maybe budget better and pick up the whole cord
So would you leave, so would this leave the overhead?
for now.
Okay.
We'll replace the poles on it and everything. Just basically feeding one Patamount transformer. That's the only customer on that side of the service there.
But you could tie it in the Centennial cord and get all of Centennial cord underground then,
I'd like to eventually,
right,
yes.
cause that's your goal.
But right
is
now,
to-
all we'll be doing is tying in, just probably a tenth of it, maybe probably more than that.
But your goal is over time is to take,
I would like
Put
to do
in
more and more
underground,
underground and clean everything up, then you won't have to deal with the trees as much, and it, immediately it's kinda more expensive, long term it's cheaper, and it looks a lot cleaner.
Would you give the council a ballpark figure of what you're talking about?
Between 25 and 30. What the quotes were, time to put everything together. And we'd have to order another transformer for a backup, because we'll be using what we have on stock for a backup right now.
How much would the other way that you're gonna do it?
I'll have to figure out footage on that and everything. Like I said, we just kinda discussed it more tonight,
Okay.
kinda opened up some more areas of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, we'll pick it up a lot more customers and more meters and generate the revenue faster, so your recovery time will be quicker. coming in, and you gotta have revenue to keep the city going.
Remind me what made this one more expensive
When
than
you don't have to wire.
the wire?
So, that tennis court job up in the north end of town
Uh-huh,
was previously done from a job that was budgeted, that they moved, the truck parking lot. That material was left over from that.
okay,
So we had it on inventory, and that's what we're gonna use if we do this other deal. So that's why the project up there was so much easier,
gotcha.
but we don't have the wire big enough to carry the load at the end of that circuit. So we'd have to order a roll, and its cheapest bid's 13,000. Next bid's 23,000. Then $4 more a foot.
Is this wire that wouldn't be used to future underground projects, or?
If I was gonna do it, I would order 3 at a time. You'd be able to do that, and probably have some left over to do some other projects. Right now, if you just order one reel, time you reel it out, cut it off, you gotta keep it as close as you can, to the same length. Reel it out, and then you pretty much be sitting on a reel with about 600 feet left over. Which is not gonna do much good
Right, okay.
on a 3-phase job, anyway.
So what's your request? Is this just giving us information
Yes,
for table it type thing, and then
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
discuss it next session?
like I said, I'll just let you know what's going on, and we've been talking. If we did do this, it would pretty much wipe out the budget on the electrical side. And it won't be a
The
very-
cheaper way you're proposing?
The cheaper way, it's covered, we got the material pretty much. We just have to order it back in Transform, back now. And like I said, it's kind of a temporary, till we can budget better, or plan, do better planning on that. Cause right now it's kind of an ambush type of plan.
So when there's, I mean, some new construction involved doing the underground route, I mean, we wanna try to do that on everything, right? If we
Oh,
can,
well, I'd like to,
just so,
it just, depends on the options,
right,
Downtown, it's gonna be a lot tougher, with all
Yeah.
the concrete and alleys and stuff. So a lot of the residential and especially in the right of ways that they build up on the property lines, places like that would be good places for definitely mandatory.
yeah, but that area would be a good
Yeah.
area to go ahead
Then
and
like I
do
said,
something.
new builds, it's so much easier to, it's just gonna take time.
I was just gonna say, is this compromised route something that we should kind of set a standard for? If a customer's gonna build something new, it'd be better to just get them underground while they're already doing the construction and doing it.
And if we get a better heads up on it, it would definitely
Yeah.
help.
Right.
The price of materials going through the roof.
But I guess this compromise puts him on a pad mount transformer, is that right?
Yeah.
And it sets him up so that when you do the full underground, you just have to tie into that.
We'll use the same transformer. We'll
Yeah.
just have to put a live front, switchgear cabinet there,
Okay.
bring one over to it.
So this kind of sets him up for when you do go underground, and it's not gonna mess him up when you go underground.
No, he'll have, like I said, he'll still have the same setup,
Okay.
just pulling that 3 phases in there, tying into that main circuits. Kind of pain, gonna be pretty expensive right now.
So the end result is still everybody wins, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're shooting for.
Right.
I mean,
Yes.
the customer's still gonna get what they want eventually, but we're gonna get more people involved and get more meters.
Sure.
Where you don't have such a cost for 1 meter or 2 meters, where there's gonna be more people involved.
Sure.
And if you're gonna do that, the cost ain't gonna be a whole lot more than what you start at, more food.
You said you're gonna set new poles?
Yeah.
Are they gonna sit in their existing locations, or are you
Yeah.
gonna be able to?
Yeah, those put back in, I think somebody told me early 80s, so they're pretty skinny. Like I said, that's, for now. like I said, budget for the future, and get it all turned in that way. So I know another individual over there was wanting to build in the lot across, and he's thinking about it too, so.
Where are we at on getting everybody underground? I guess I haven't been on council since that project kinda started. Like, are you trying to budget for specific blocks? I know last summer you were doing there
Second
between
Street,
second, yeah, second and third.
It's just, like I said, as they come up, as we can do them, you know, try to do them. Don't really have, like I said, this came up and kinda was a surprise attack. They'd like to do one behind, let's see, this one, pretty much Davis Stites and Jeff's house, you know, is that right away. And, Mansell's old house, where there's not really much of an easement to get into. That would be another good one to try to do. Cause right now, we're gonna have to either have somebody make a gate for us to get in and change a pole, or drive through somebody's yard.
So if we table this till next session, you'll have more, is there gonna be a concern for your budget? Doing it the less expensive way, is that gonna
I
depict
think,
half
I
of
think
it?
we'll be all right. Like I said,
Okay,
we're trying to, you know, save as much money as we can and build our funds back up and everything. Like I said, if we plan on it, then we'll have a better idea on price and everything, and be budgeted for it, so it's not such a big lump sum right now. I know the budget this year kinda snuck up on us, and we didn't really get together on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, as long as, I don't know if it applies here specifically, but I think as the city, we should go out of our way to encourage new builds and new properties, because the property tax income is gonna replenish. I mean, obviously, we get the utilities back, that's how we kind of run, that's where most of our budget comes from. So just like as a general statement, I think it's good that we work with people willing to build in St. John, because it brings property tax values, not even necessarily, I mean, they're gonna be paying more property tax, what they're building, but as well as the properties around them are gonna go up in value if they're building nice things. So that's, I guess, just a blanket statement, but I mean, thank you for working with them. And
Like I said,
we're not
like I
gonna
said, we're trying to
solution,
make the
but-
best of it for, it helps everybody right now. Like I said, it's something to plan for. Where we can kinda get where everybody wants to be.
I think it's a good plan.
I just wanna let you know that, you know, it's pretty tough to pretty much burn your budget in the first
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah, it's
And if
difficult.
we get a storm or something else comes up, I guess it will.
But we would have been in trouble too on that other house if we didn't have all that material from, right?
It would
I mean,
have
we
been-
been in
yeah,
a similar
it wouldn't have been as
situation.
easy to-
We just had a lot more on hand because of that truck parking project that we didn't end up doing.
Instead of sitting on $1,000 worth of inventory, we're using it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it worked out pretty good for that situation. Took it bad until good there, so. We'll be able to use it too for the southern customers, so. And like I said, in the long term, switching over won't be too bad a deal. Other than that, just been working on, got the lights, brackets built for the, truck parking lot. Working on a few other odds and ends. That's about all I got.
You don't need a motion on that compromise solution, cause you're not spending past the budget, right, or past the allotted amount.
When I get replacement, price for that transformer, I can let you know, and then we can probably vote on that next meeting.
How much, what are poles up to now?
I think that last load was right around 33,000, there's 36 poles. It's kinda retarded.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, things used to cost $300, about $1,300 now. Yep. Anything else?
thank you.
Alright.
No, thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
Thanks, Drew. Council, got any more discussion on budget department? moving on. Jason, what do you got for us tonight?
On the ordinance, on your ordinance of backflow prevention, I was reading and it says, your pressure vacuum breakers have to be 12 inches above the bowl, rim of the bowl. And I have a business here in town that is about 2 inches below the rim of the bowl. So I was just wanting to know if you guys want me to go ahead and, go with the ordinance and tell them they'll have to change that. Because the state gave me, he gave me just a idea to go with this due to it's an ordinance. And so, but it's, the state's okay with it, but he was thinking I needed to tell you guys to see if you want me to follow through with the ordinance on that. For the backflow prevention. And that's why I just wanna know if you want me to follow it and keep on going, and I'll have to tell him to change it, or leave it as is, and we'll see where it goes from there.
So our ordinance goes way far and beyond what the state regulation is.
Well, it's just like this one says, shall be installed with a critical level of 12 inches above the flood rim. And usually the rim was like a toilet or anything like that with a rim around it. Well, his is down about that far below it, where it has to be a foot above it. So that, I just wanna know if I need to go, if you guys are okay with this, cause it's more me, the license operator, to tell you what's going on, and if you want me to follow through with it, I will.
And this is the only business that's not in compliance, like everybody else?
Well, it's not in compliance with our ordinance. It's okay with the state, but not with our ordinance. That's all I'm saying. And so all I'm asking is if you want me to follow the ordinance and get him to change it to follow our ordinance, then I will.
Do we need to align our ordinance with the state regulations for that?
Well, this is pretty much it. But he said it's still out of the water, it's just not up to our ordinance, above the 12 foot, or the 12 inches. So that he has a vacuum breaker on it, it's legal for the state, but it's not following our ordinance, that's all I'm saying.
You gotta start following the ordinance.
Yeah.
Okay. Second thing is on that ordinance, or the backflow prevention, is, I took classes for, you guys paid for me to get my license to test backflow. I was doing it for this, I did it for the school just because the state, we needed to get it done. So I did it for the state in Kidwood, and I did it for nothing, I just wanted to get it done, get the state happy, and go on down the road. So I'm just wanting to ask you, if you guys want me to continue doing that for them too every year for nothing, or do you want me to charge them, or do you want them to get their own people to test those? And then they have to bring me the form, and then I can send it off to the state every year. Cause I have to do some down at the nitrate plant, so that's the only reason, that's one of the reasons I got that. Plus it gave me hours for my water certification, so.
So what's our expense wrapped in that, just your time, basically?
Just about 30 minutes per one, and then to take me to $320 class every 3 years.
I think they provide vital services to our community.
That's what I was just wondering, cause I figured that's why I brought it up, it's just to help them out, you know?
Yeah.
So. Okay, real quick, I'll get to the pool part of it, I will wait till old business, but we'll just do it now. Had a little rough deal with them, fighting versus in each corner, boxing it out, but, so the water leak detection guy sitting there said, we can't get down there for a while, so we need to figure out something. So I sat there and talked to him and talked back and forth, both of them were Joe, their name was Joe, so that was real fun. And he says, well, if you could do me a favor, can you go down there and see exactly if we're right, or those guys just didn't find the leak? Well, I talked to the leak detection, and I said, okay, we'll go down there, and we found it. And it's right where they said it was, but the renovation people didn't see it. So I called, he was on sabbatical or whatever he said he was doing today, but he did call me back. And it said that, he says, well, this is what we could do. If you found it, we're gonna have to sit there and go ahead and take out the square of the drain, And then they wanna put, he says, what we could do is put one of these in there, and that's what it's gonna look like. That's gonna be the new drain in the intermediate pool now. And the other thing is I wanna throw out there is we didn't talk about recapping that, and I talked to Chris Mansell, and he said he could do it. And it's a pretty good price, I thought. And he was gonna recap it, put 4 inches around the edge and slope it down to that right there at 3 inches. And then it'll all come down to that. And for what he was gonna charge to recap that was $6,750. And so I was hoping to get an okay on that, because after they get back here and they can fix that, then he can move in and go ahead and get that recapped, and then I'll have to go to Wichita and get some, 2-part epoxy paint and paint that pool. And then it'll be ready to go.
Did I have a,
Well,
no, continue.
Well, I was gonna say, all the skimmers are done, they got that all part done, they just gotta come back and get that, finish jackhammering the square out, get that fixed, put that drain in, fill it back in, and then I can, hopefully you guys okay that, and then Chris down there will recap that.
So did I misunderstand? Is this capping a nice to have to make it better, or is this necessary? 'Cause I thought that the $80,000 we were paying this company.
To redo the whole floor?
Well, no, not to redo the whole floor, but they were gonna fix the leak and make it operational again.
They were, yeah, they were gonna put, what they jackhammered out is what they were gonna fill back in and make it, but all the little crevices all over the place in there, they're not gonna fix those.
Oh, okay, so this is what you're suggesting, just to make it a little bit nicer.
Yeah, so the kids won't stub their toes
Yeah.
on those, or when we
Okay.
talked about all those others.
Okay,
And then we could, cause he's gonna put I told him to, whatever the seal is between the corners where it meets the walls, then he said there, he's gonna get some kind of material and paint it on there, or put it on there. And then when the cement and water hits it, it swells out a little bit and stops the water from going through anywhere. And I said, definitely put that in there, and then it's paintable, so it's all it'll be nice when it's all said and done.
okay. Chris is doing something at my house, and he mentioned that you were gonna bring a bid, and it threw me off, cause I was like, what did we pay $80,000 for? But this is not part of
No.
that deal, cause they weren't gonna do any resurfacing, they were fixing the leak and making it operational again.
Right.
This will make the
Yes.
surface just a little bit better.
This will make it to where the kids won't stub their toe, it'll be nice.
Okay,
So what are we looking at? 6,000 for the concrete work and how much for that drain?
No, the drain's a part of it, that's all, that's
Okay.
part of the 80. But the, cost of that was, like I said, was $6,750.
7,000.
Yeah, 7,000.
It needs to get done.
I'll make a motion that we, redo the pool bottom and immediate pool for $6,750 to Mansell Concrete.
Second.
Got a motion on the table and a second by Kyle. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0.
And that's it for me.
Any questions for Jason that he hasn't covered? Moving on, nothing on the street report. Police Chief Tori,
I had something, but I just remembered, did you guys change our spending limit? Is it 1,000 or 2,000?
2,000.
Okay, never mind, I don't have anything.
any questions for Tori from council? Moving on, Fire Chief Mike,
I don't have anything.
any questions for Mike, council? City Clerk Pam,
As you all know, I posted the advertisement about the church over here on Fifth Street. I do have a handful that called and worrying about the asbestos inside. They're not comfortable putting a bid in because they don't know what kind of asbestos is in there. If there's any, if the city's gonna take care of that and they come in later and take care of the building or sort of that question. So I didn't know how you guys wanted to proceed with that.
It's probably cheaper for the city if we hire the hazmat team than, cause somebody bidding it's gonna add even
Right.
10% onto that bid that we're gonna,
Then-
cause, and that'd be a generous company, normally it's gonna be 25 or 30% markup. But I don't know if we wanna be in that.
And I don't know how we even going to find out or get into the property since
if we get past that one, I'll try to get you an answer from him. I didn't get to that
Okay,
before this meeting.
So, you said several, how many? 5,
we have 7,
7?
yes,
But no bids yet.
no bids, no official bids. They just call, getting information. Some have actually came down and take a look around the building, from the street. I told them that they can't go into the property, but they're more than welcome to walk around and look. So,
Pam had emailed me that, I think probably last week, and I apologize, I just didn't get to it, to have an answer for this one.
Okay.
and we might have to extend the time period of taking in bids, cause the bid will be closed on the 31st of March, but with this information that we're trying to find out, we might have to post another post that say we extend it.
And then if we were to get any bids in, I feel like we would need to, if we decide to remove, we need to make that clear, so all the bids are.
Right, the same,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we need to,
Extend it?
Yeah, we just need to wait to know from Danny
Yeah.
what the legal piece is about getting a hazmat team to do that before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might remind the council, we'll also have to figure out where we're gonna get the money to do this, if we move forward with it. Any other comments on the building?
That's all I have.
Okay, Danny, you got anything right this time?
I do not.
Any questions for Danny? Council? We're on old business property code violations. Anybody got any of them they wanna talk about or remove them or?
I noticed that they're making progress on the old car wash. I mean, what level of completion do they need to be to get it taken off?
well, the car wash. I'm
Well, the
guessing-
old car wash,
Yeah, I'm
is it
guessing-
110 or?
Yeah, one of them could, but then the house part would remain.
Right.
So which one's the, I don't remember.
I believe the 110 is the car
Car
wash,
wash.
yeah.
I don't know if they
I
have
don't
to,
know where the property line, I guess, is either, but it probably
Yeah,
come off and leave the other one on.
I make a motion we remove 110 South Monroe off of the property code violations list.
Got a motion on the table, I hear a second.
second.
Second by Aaron Reeves. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0 to remove the 110 South Monroe from the property code violation. Moving on, anything else on the swimming pool? I think we pretty well covered that a while ago. How about the economic development proposal?
The pad is poured and ready to go for the gazebo. The electric and, the reroute of the sprinkler system will be done next week. So that way we have some time to get the grass growing and get ready for Jubilee. But other than that, the gazebo is still on schedule to be delivered sometime in April.
Council, got any more discussion about that? If not, move on. Anybody got anything on the Fifth Street Road, White Student Honor? Wanna talk about that anymore?
Did you get letters back from anybody?
Not yet,
Okay.
but I did send emails, reminder emails to couples that, I need it back as soon as possible.
Did you get a hold of the lady we discussed about last meeting?
Yes,
You did?
I
Okay.
found out who she was, I
Okay.
actually saw her across the
Okay.
street, so I ran over there and talked to her.
Nice, okay.
So,
It's the 22nd,
yes,
okay.
and he would like to have everything to his office like a week before, so he can do his stuff before we send it off.
Any more discussion on the water tower? If we're done with Fifth Street.
We're just gonna wait on the budget work, session for the water tower, so.
Okay.
Did you ever find out how much money you can have in that bank account? I thought that was, we were gonna, they could, I may be wrong, like 10,000 a month to save that into
Oh,
a
like how much
special
we can
account.
transfer, I won't know until the budget time when we starting to budget stuff and see how much money we have left to move it forward. Yeah.
Should wind the old business up. New business, we need to elect directors for the Kansas Municipal Energy Agency. Does anybody want to make a motion?
Somebody wants to
Anybody want to volunteer?
Where are these meetings at?
Hayes.
Hayes?
Usually in Hayes, but location can change, depending on what they pick, but
Are they quarterly?
they're annually.
Annually?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, why don't you make a motion? Whatever you use.
Oh, I made a joke.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
Don't everybody volunteer at once, Gary.
I mean, when is that usually?
September, when did you go with Jeff to Hayes, to that conference that you won
Wanna
those
say
lawn
July.
chairs? July?
July or September, somewhere in
Is
there.
it a 1-day deal or is it?
It's just, it's about 6 hours.
I mean, if nobody else wants to do it, I'm not excited about it, but I'm willing to be on it.
I'll go with you.
If we need it.
Well, you're gonna be.
Well, first off, I wanna make a motion that Director 1 is Curtis Smith. Official motion, I make a motion that Curtis Smith is Director number 1 for the KMEA.
There's quite a few changes coming in 2026, so it's probably a good idea to go.
Got a motion on the table, I hear a second for Curtis.
Second.
Got a second on the table, any more discussion, all in favor? All opposed, passes 5-0. I hear another motion?
I'm not gonna make a motion for myself.
Well, did you wanna be the alternate, or were you just joking around about that?
It doesn't matter to me, I don't know anything about it, but I'm willing to go to the deal and be part of the list, so. I know nothing about it.
I'll make a motion for Aaron Gleason to be Director number 2 for the, what is it, Water Board?
Yeah,
It's
it's all in.
Yeah. So there's your motion.
Got a motion on the table, here a second?
Second.
Got a motion by, Aaron and a second by Kyle. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. You're under the hook here, Aaron.
Well, thank you,
Okay,
Aaron.
with no further interruptions, I'd, entertain a motion for an executive session, 10 minutes, discuss employee evaluation.
Who does this need to include?
Jason and Tori.
Jason and Tori and the council.
I make a motion that we go to a 10-minute executive session, to discuss employee evaluations, to include the table, Jason and Tori.
Got a motion on the table and a second by who? Mark?
Mark.
All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. 10 minutes.
I make a motion that we, give a raise of 45 cents to, Alan Moore, to raise his rate to $18.66 an hour.
Second.
Got a motion on the table and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0.
I make a motion that we raise, Michael Sanders 66 cents an hour to $22.66 per hour.
Second.
Motion on the table, second by Mark. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0.
Make a motion that we go. I make a motion that we go to a 10-minute executive session to discuss non-elected personnel to include the table.
Motion on the table, here a second.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Any executive session? Call council meeting back to order.
They'll come every day. So his title would change, correct? To department head,
To the electric supervisor.
electric supervisor.
I
I make a motion, that we, officially make Curtis Smith our electric supervisor at a salaried rate of $77,500.
Second.
Got a motion on the table and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0.
This next one. I make a motion that we go to a 5-minute executive session to discuss non-elected personnel, potential hire, to include the table and Tori.
Second.
Motion on the table and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? You got a score?
I'm for it.
Oh, vote.
Passes 5-0.
8 o'clock.
Call council meeting back to order for executive session.
It's been done.
Somebody wanna make a motion?
I make a motion that, the police department hire Christy Oak as a part-time officer at the standard starting rate for part-time officers of $19 per hour.
Got a motion on the table here, second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Council, I think that's all we have for this evening, unless somebody's got something they wanna add.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion on the table and a second by, Aaron. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0.
Thanks for coming.